So I've had mites, so I've been cleaning twice a week, and I soak all the snakes. I figured I'd go through the whole collection. I think the mites are gone, but I've been doing them every week or every other week for a couple months now, and I just soak them in these little tubs. But I figure while I had them out, I would go through. I hope the lighting is good. That's my first one. I got her at the New Hampshire show, clearly in ivory. Yeah, I was all excited when I got her, and I have no idea what gene she has in her or anything. I haven't tried popping anything, but she was sold to me as a female. I think she's about a year old. I've had her since January, and she's huge compared to when I got her. She's got to be at least double in size. I'm going to give her a small rat for the first time, but she's a sweetheart. She is, of course, I've been holding her the most. But the little ivory female, well, big ivory female, she's my biggest girl. And yeah, during the week, if I see any mites or anything on her, I spray her down with the reptile spray. But she seems to be clean now. They all seem to be. So I'm happy about that. This is her setup. I got a new rack coming, but it's just been forever. I haven't gotten it. Well, this is my homemade rack I built. I used big tubs because I didn't know what kind of snakes I was getting, and I got ball pythons, and the big tubs aren't ideal, but they seem okay. Let's see, the next tub is this little girl. This is just supposed to be a genetic stripe, but when I look for snakes online, I really take my time and I go through, so I wanted a genetic stripe, but most of them are brown on the sides, and she's like a bright yellow, and I don't know, she was like a hatchling when I got her, so she's about got to be a couple times bigger than when I got her. She didn't eat for 6 weeks. She's one that stopped eating, and she also escaped on me. But supposed to be just a pastel genetic stripe. So I don't know if she's got yellow belly. You can see some pattern in her. I really don't know what she is, but supposed to be genetic stripe pastel yellow belly also. I think that's pretty accurate. That's a female also. And she's pretty good. She's definitely pastel. She's got green eyes. She's a little skittish. I have her in I painted her tub green so it would be darker for her. Put her in there. They're all going to get fed tonight. It doesn't seem to bother them to clean them and soak them and then feed them that night. Actually, after the tub, the substrate's a bit moist because I rinse it with warm water when I put it in, so it's not cold. And so it's fairly damp now, and it'll dry out, within a couple of days. And I find that ventilation to be perfect. I do both sides for my conditions. My house is fairly cold. It's not now, it's summertime. But this little girl, I just took her because she was $50. She was super cheap when I got my banana, and this is actually the sister to the banana that I have. She's a normal. She's het. Caramel albino. I think caramel albino. but she was eating really good, and then she slowed down. She's still kind of eating okay. The mite treatment shakes them up a bit when you're spraying poison in there, so it's not helpful. But she's really nice too. She's tame. I just took her because she was really cheap. I was there, and she's really pretty, I think. Got beautiful color to her and pattern. I guess she's just a normal, but I like her. She's a really good snake. And I'm going to breed her to her brother and see if I can get the caramel albinos, because they're both het caramel albino. Shouldn't be a big deal. I try to hold them all quite a bit, so they're fairly tame. I haven't been bitten yet, so that means I'm going to get bitten. So I got to get her water dish back in there, but that's just drainage pipe. I just cut it, and those are dollar store. All this stuff is dollar store hides. I just buy for $1 at the dollar store, and if I break it, I just throw it away and get another one. I got some dog bowls and stuff. Her brother is a banana. These have just 1 drop of Dawn dishwashing soap in them, and just literally put 1 drop. Don't go putting, we always tend to think more is better. I raise birds, and that's not true. 1 drop is all you need. So this is a male banana yellow belly, and he's het caramel albino. I got those from the same guy, the normal and this one. This one was wicked cheap too, like ridiculous. The guy told me how much, and I just drove to New Hampshire and got them immediately. So the guy gave me a really good deal on both of them. He knew I was starting out, and he was a really nice guy. And he had some higher end stuff. This is kind of his lower end stuff. But to me, it's awesome. I think he is beautiful. He eats like crazy. These guys, him and his sister, are about 450 grams. The Ivory's probably the biggest. She's probably 500 or 600 grams. These guys are they're almost a year old too, these two. I think the G-Stripe's about 8 months old. But I like that guy. He's awesome. Anything I don't feed off to somebody else, he'll eat it. I just give everything to him. He eats a ton. I know you're not supposed to feed the males more, but they're just pets for me. I don't care how much they eat. I want them to be big and fat and happy. But he's got some really neat colors to him. He's starting to dull out a little as he gets older, but he's wicked freckled. My wife was worried. She says, he's got mites all over him. I said, no, they freckle. He's ready to eat now. See him? Look at him. So I'll be sitting in the front all day now because they know they're going to eat. They're not stupid. They really pick up on what's going on. I got a little girl here. This one is awesome. I don't know what this is supposed to... Well, I know what it's supposed to be, but... So this little girl, I think, is beautiful. Now, I haven't seen one like this, other than like a firefly. But this is just supposed to be a pastel yellow belly gravel. Oh, spot nose. So pastel spot nose yellow belly gravel. But I've been watching videos and looking for pictures, and I don't find anything that looks like her. She's really neat looking. I love her pattern. Her blacks are really dark. She's got the spot nose head with the light stamp on the head. But I just think she's amazing. I love her. She's another one she didn't eat for 6 weeks on me. I was in a panic. She's been eating great lately. She's small. I think she's just gonna be small. I think she's around... I got her, she was just a hatchling, but she's still around 8 months old. She's about as old as the G-Stripe, but she's quite a bit smaller. But she's really nice. I really like her. But the gravel with the yellow belly, I'm going to put her with the banana male. So hopefully I get some. And I think she's yellow belly too, because see the pixelation on the belly sides there. She may be yellow belly also. I don't know. She's gorgeous. I love her pattern. It's totally broken up. But that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of pastels, and you got to find one that you think is cool looking, and then get that one. So you take your time and look. Like everything I pick, I think something is unusual about them. I'm trying to get, so when I do have babies, I'll see she's ready to eat too. I'll see, what's going on when I have the young ones, but she's going to take a little longer. See how small she is? And she's the same age as all the others. This guy is my most shy. He didn't eat for 9 weeks, and then I figured out he only eats if he's in his hide. If he's out of his hide, he won't eat. The tub's just too big for him. He's small too. He's about the same size as her. About the same age, 8 months. And he's a male, obviously a spider, but he's supposed to be asphalt. So I'm hoping he is, but if he isn't, he isn't. I don't care. Spiders are cool. He doesn't seem to have any wobble, which is what I asked. He was also super cheap because he's a spider. And I don't know why, but he's got some really nice, he's got some orange and pinks on his side. So that does lead me to, well, I don't know, I guess you can't tell. But leads me to believe that he may have the asphalt. And his black was super black. But on his sides, he's got orange and some pinks. If you look close, he's really nice looking. I was real happy with him when I got him. But he went off of food for 9 weeks. I was freaking out about him too. And but he's doing good now. He's been eating good, and he was 3/4 of the way out of his hide last week when he took I think he ate 3 or 4 weeks in a row now, so I'm not so worried about him. He's on small rats. Everything's frozen thawed. I don't have any live anything, so I do have to switch them to frozen thawed. I'm getting them and they're on live mice, and I'm switching them to frozen thawed rats. So I think the first meal he did take was a mouse. I do have some frozen mice. But you can see there's no wobble or anything. He's good. And if we're sitting in the living room, I'll give one to my wife, and I take one, and he'll hold them just to keep them tame. I probably won't ever get rid of any of these because they're my first ones. And I'm sure I'll have some holdbacks when I have babies, but he's pretty awesome. It's a good looking snake. That spider is awesome. I wish you could see I don't think he has any pinks anymore. He just has some pink scales you could see. You gonna eat my finger? Yeah, he's the only one he has a big hide. I don't know if you can see it because it's so dark in there, but there's a big giant hide here, and he would only eat in that hide, so and see, there he goes right in. So I'd literally stick the mouse in the front of the hide and he'd take it. The tub was just too big for him. That's my mistake, but I bought a fishing rack and it hasn't come in, so now this little girl, she's my newest. Now I give her 2 hides because she came out of a hatchling tub. I just picked her up last week, so this week I don't know. I'm hoping she's going to eat for me. again, she's on live rat pups. And I think she's only about 6 months old. But obviously a lesser, but she's a pastel, and we believe yellow belly because all the flaming coming up. So I would guess that's yellow belly. The big deal with her is she's het clown, 100% het clown. So I'm probably going to end up getting either a het male or a male clown, because I can find male clowns pretty cheap now. So, but this is my new girl. She's really pretty too. For a lesser, she's quite different than other lessers I've seen. She's very light on the top. She's supposed to be just single pastel. And with the flaming, a lot of flaming, white flaming. And the guy that bred her is he's a pretty big breeder out of Connecticut. And he has really nice stuff. And he has a lot of multi-gene stuff and like some odd genes. And she came out of a clutch, I think, with some odd genes. So she might have something in there and he didn't know it, or, there's a good chance she's got some weird genes in her. But if not, the clown is fine. And she was wicked cheap too, because, the guys have a clutch of 10 eggs, or 6 or 7 eggs, and they hit what they want, 3 or 4, and the other 3 or 4, they don't, it's not foremost on their mind. It's kind of secondary because it's not what they were shooting for, so they don't put a big value on it. And then you can get a pretty good deal. I watch his videos online, and he put her up for sale. And so I texted him how much, and it was super freaking cheap. I sent him the money immediately because I know the guy's got good animals, and he's quality. And he wanted nothing for her. So I'm like, I'm taking her for sure. And I always liked lesser. If I put her with the banana, I can get ivories. I can get lesser banana. I'll probably get all male bananas. It's probably a male maker because he was so cheap. And then if I get, I don't know how the odds work out, but there's a possible, her baby would be possibly clown. It'd be a much lesser percentage, but so I could even mate her baby back to her, or I can just get a clown or a het clown. So I saw a cinnamon lesser het clown, cinnamon lesser clown that looked really cool. So if I got a cinnamon het clown male and put him to her, I would have a chance of getting, it'd be a thin chance, but it'd be a cinnamon lesser clown. I don't have any clowns because they're like way more expensive. Most of my snakes are all under $200. Well, the 2 fancier ones there I paid $250, a little bit more for. The G-stripe was $275, I think, and that pastel spot nose gravel was two and a quarter, $250. Still very cheap. But this is my new girl. She was out cruising around, and she doesn't seem to have a problem being in the bigger tub because she came out of a hatchling tub, like a 5x18. And I checked on her a few times, and she's been cruising around the big tub. So she hasn't had a problem. And yesterday she was up front, like posed for looking for food. So I think she's going to feed for me. I don't think I'm going to have a problem. But, you get snakes from a quality breeder, and you get quality snakes. So clearly she's really good. She's going to hide. That's a bit of stress for her, being dunked in water and everything. Probably not a great idea to do her, but I was cleaning everybody else, so I did her too. She didn't really need to be cleaned because she didn't poop. She didn't eat last week. I got her last week. But I just want to make sure I don't see any mites anywhere on anything, but make sure there's no mites or anything. That's the whole collection. I got one more at Nerd that's I'm supposed to be getting, so I'll see about that one. That's Leopard Lemon Blast Yellow Belly. So I got one more tub for her, unless I get my Vision Racks. My Vision Racks is 18 tub, so a month and a half ago I ordered that, so hopefully that'll come in. All right,